Hello friends. This morning, one of my meditation students asked me a very important question and I thought I would discuss it here. The question is, how much meditation should you do per day? And is it possible to meditate too much? Well, the answer to the second question, yes, it most definitely is possible to meditate too much. So one of the traps that people get stuck in with meditation is that they start to use it as escapism. I myself have done this during a very, very stressful period of my life about 15 years ago. I decided that I wasn't going to face the stress. I just wanted to feel inner peace all the time. And so I forced myself to meditate for hours on end every single day. Two things happened. One, because I was escaping using meditation, I was preventing myself from engaging with my life, from overcoming the challenges and doing the things that I needed to do to make my life better. Secondly, by meditating too much, you put yourself at risk of developing certain mental health conditions. 3 in particular: dissociation, derealization, and depersonalization. All the Ds. So basically, those 3 are very similar conditions. They all center around the idea that we're not connecting to part of our lives. Perhaps we're not connecting to the body and we see our body here, but it feels like it's not us. Or perhaps we're not associating with our thoughts and we feel like our thoughts don't belong to us. Or you might look at the world and it just kind of feels false. Like it just feels like the world isn't real. If you're experiencing any of those 3, it's possibly because you're meditating for too many hours every day. So with that in mind, what is the ideal amount of time to meditate per day? Now, as those of you who follow me know, I've read an awful lot of research and done an awful lot of research on meditation and on these sorts of topics, which is one reason why people come to me to ask me for advice. So how much should you meditate each day? Well, research agrees generally that you want to meditate for about 15 to 25 minutes per day. If you look at the thousands and thousands of different research papers on the benefits of meditation, they tend to range from like 15 minutes a day to sometimes up to, I've seen 40 minutes per day. But the average is about 20. And so we can safely say that to get most of those benefits of meditation, you want to meditate for about 20 minutes per day, every day. The single most important thing is that you do it every single day, which is, again, why a lot of people come to me to work with me, because it's a lot easier to stick to your meditation practice if you have somebody who's holding you accountable. Now, the exact amount of time that you want to meditate for per day does change dependent on your exact reason for meditating. So what I'm going to do to help you out is I'm going to take you through different scenarios why people meditate and tell you how long each of those people should meditate for each day. So let's start with just general relaxation. A lot of people come to meditation for just relaxation. Maybe they don't have like a diagnosed mental health condition, but maybe they get, they have a little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety, and they just want to relax a bit. So if that's you, you're going to want to meditate for about 10 minutes per day. And then what I like to do, every few hours, just take like a 1-minute mindful breathing break. So have your main meditation session about 10 minutes per day. And then occasionally take a minute break just to breathe. And that's the minimum amount of time that you need to meditate for. Any less than 10 minutes, it's not really going to do anything. So for relaxation, 10 minutes a day with 1-minute breaks. Now let's talk about some of the most common mental health conditions. Let's talk about anxiety, depression, and clinical stress. So if you have one of those conditions, you are going to want to meditate for 20 minutes per day. A dedicated 20-minute session of meditation per day. And the exact meditation that you do is going to depend on your symptoms. For instance, let's say you have depression and you feel very lonely, then you're going to want to do something like loving kindness. Maybe you have stress and it's all about your thoughts, in which case you're going to want to do Vipassana. Just contact me if you want to know which meditation is best for you. But generally, for the big, really common mental health conditions, about 20 minutes per day. Things get significantly more challenging when you're dealing with a very complicated mental health condition. For instance, the personality disorders, such as antisocial personality disorder or borderline personality disorder. For the personality disorders, I'm going to recommend that you meditate twice, doing 2 different forms of meditation per day, each one lasting 20 minutes. Now, the exact meditation that you do will again change. If you have like BPD and you've done DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, then you probably already have a pretty good idea which type of meditation you should do. And as I say, I recommend you do it in 2 meditation sessions of 20 minutes each per day. Now, here is the really, really interesting thing that a lot of people don't realize. Research shows that if you meditate for more than 40 minutes per day, you will not get any additional benefits. If you meditate for more than 40 minutes a day, you won't get any additional benefits. So cap it out at 40. That is according to science and the things that science can quantify. For instance, the physiological changes like brainwave changes, things like that, stress markers and things like that, stuff that science can measure. Once you hit 40 minutes of meditation per day, you've maxed it out. But, an important but, science cannot measure spiritual things. So if your interest in meditation is principally of a spiritual nature, let's say that you are very keen on meditating to try and achieve enlightenment, then by all means go for more than 40 minutes, because science really cannot measure spiritual things. Like, how close are you to being enlightened? There's no way science can quantify that, right? So we know from science that things that are quantifiable, if you're meditating for health reasons, for wellness reasons, you might as well stop after 40 minutes and not do any more. But if you're meditating for spiritual reasons, then feel free to go for longer. And that is basically how long you should meditate for each day based on your reason for meditating. So what do you think about that? How much meditation do you do? How many sessions do you do it in per day? Have you noticed that there's a specific amount of time that you meditate for that feels really good for you? I'd love to know all those things, so get involved with the discussion and leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you. For private meditation lessons with me, Paul, please do join me on thedailymeditation.com. And if you enjoyed this, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.